Are you a Too Opinionated subscriber? Did you know there's 15 million podcasts out there? And of those 15 million, only 38,000 have enough viewers to be listed on IMDb, the entertainment database. Of those 38,000, Too Opinionated is ranked number 82. Father and son team. Most of those podcasts that are ahead of us are the big companies, Disney, Marvel, Joe Rogan, those type of podcasts. We have over 600 episodes, actors, musicians, producers, directors, writers, anything that you could possibly want in the entertainment world, we're covering it. And we'd like your support. If you're not subscribed, it's easy to do and it's free. Our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Just go there and click that subscribe button. Helps us a ton. If you're listening, wherever you listen to your podcast from, subscribe there. It'll help us so much. And please go to imdb.com and check out our page. Look up the Too Opinionated Podcast, imdb.com, and just look around the page. It really helps us a ton. We'd really appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for your support. Until next time, bye, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the Too Opinionated. So excited today. I've got photographer and artist Lucas Shu with me. So welcome, Lucas.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lucas. I'm really happy to be here with Michael having this discussion.
Yeah, I'm so excited to talk with you. I'm not super creative myself, but I appreciate creative people, especially artists. My wife's an artist, and I love checking out some of the work. And yours is terrific. Absolutely love your photography. It gives you, I think, especially when you do people, it gives you like a little glimpse inside them. If the personality they have, and you're conveying it just with a picture. And I'm so impressed with that. Because you see people all the time, but you don't really think about who that person actually is, and you capture that sometimes with your work.
Yeah, that's true. Did you what projects did you
Well,
see?
so I was looking on there was Lens something where it had some of your photography on it. I can't remember what the site was, but it had
Okay.
several of your pictures on there, and they were really well done.
Yeah. So because I first studied in psychology when I first went to college, and I think it was because I was really interested in people. Like I
Yeah.
was really interested in observing, like, because photography is a kind of art that you need to always look around the world and like observe the world. In like the world includes people, because we are the human, we are the human beings, we're the people who make this world. So that's why people are really attractive, like they're really something important to my life. So I think that's why I focus a lot on people, and I photograph a lot of them as well. There are like serious portraits and street photographs that involving a lot of people in the public as well. And also like I mean, I am a part of the people, so like I also explore and like trying to figure out myself as a person in this world. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and I like that. It's as a you know, interacting and filming or taking photos of other people. I could see where that might lead to some insights on yourself. You
Hmm.
might be figuring some stuff out about yourself while you're observing other people.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
that's true.
that's pretty great. Have have you always been a photographer, or when did you pick that up?
Um, s- I mean, it goes way back to my childhood.
Yeah.
I was my I mean, My parents were they had like a this cabinet that stores uh hundreds of those like rows of negatives, those
Oh,
like
yeah.
film, yeah. And then when I think it was I was like 6 or 7 years old when I was a kid. I one day I was playing around with those like cabinet, and then like I found out there was like a lot of rows of stuff, and then I took one of them out, and kid, I put one of them into a juice and then like burn it and cut it, and then like my parents, end of day, my parents came back home and saw it, and they were like, they wanted me to know like how important that thing is to them, even
Right.
to me, like to us, to the family. Like after, I think after 1 year or so, they gave me those like point and shoot film camera. It was like super cheap and like super um tiny, like
Yeah, it's
but like
like your first camera.
yeah, my first camera. I started to, I mean, it didn't really count as like making photographs, but like I started to realize that all these like rolls of films were made out of this small box. So yeah, I started to take pictures uh back then. So but after I went to college, I studied in psychology and then all that. I thought, psychology is something that cure, like if you become a therapist or like a counselor, you cure people um after they have this like mental illness or mental healthy problem. But I thought art and photographs can make something, can like it's not prediction, but it's more like something to show the people who might have that kind of um you know might might have that kind of intention, or that leading to that kind of mental illness. It can be something inspiring to them. So it's not like art or photography is not like, um it's not like science or medical. It's not going to cure people, but it's just some kind of approach that you can always see it, and it's limitless, it's timeless. So that's why after I finished my major in psychology, I switched to photography, and that was like the time I really started to like delve into like the field of photography. So yeah.
Yeah. I love that. And you're right, like because photographs, they're capturing those moments in time. And the
Hmm.
great thing is when you go back and look at them, it puts you back into that time period.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I mean, one thing I want to mention is I chose psychology as my first major, was because I saw a lot of people, my friends, my family members, they got like somehow just got like mental or psychological obstacle in their life somehow. Like I hate to see that. Like that's why um I saw them going through all those struggles in their life. So that's why I wanted to like learn psychology and
Yeah, of
see if
course.
I can do anything to help them. But then like I said before, it wasn't really my intention to like, I couldn't cure everyone. Like that's like
That's right.
for a doctor or like for counselor or therapist. That's why I chose like photography or art to put them out there in the public, then everybody can see it.
That's right.
That's yeah, my intention. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think that's commendable. Had
Hmm.
had you always planned at some point to come to the States for school, or did you decide that once you got old enough to go to college?
Um, that was a really interesting question because when we were in this like um English training, we gotta pass the test, the English test to apply for the college here in the States.
Right.
One day, one of our teachers asked us like, uh why do you guys want to go to America? Like, why do you
Right.
guys want to go to like other countries for the college? And a lot of people, a lot of my classmates were like, their parents wanted them to go, or like it's time to go to college, and they wanted to uh skip the, because Chinese like academic tests are really um harsh, and they wanted to go to the US for more like different opportunity. Like, but for me, I think it was really interesting because my family is has been in this like international training trading business like for many years.
Yeah.
So I've seen a lot of people from like all over the world, the world. So I think I got this like thought when I was little that I really want to see um, these places that um, I never seen before. Like when I before I went to the US, I had this like thought in my mind that I really want to see it. Like, I heard about it in the news, and I saw it in the movie. I saw like um, all kind of um, literature, like including movies and books, music. Yeah, these are all the things that inspired or like pushed me to make this decision that I gotta see it in person. So that's why
Yeah,
I'm
and
here.
that makes sense to me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
You were looking for a little adventure.
yeah, yeah. That's right. That's right. I think this was like the my first intention that pushed me to make this decision. But also like after I went to the States, I started to learn about like all the photographers around the world, because I started to make photographs in the States because I was curious. I was this like little Chinese baby like living in a study in the States, and I was uh inspired by one of the photographers, Robert Frank. He he is I think he is a Swiss photographer who
Yeah.
came to the US, uh I think back in last like many years ago. I'm
Yeah,
not
it's
sure
been a while.
what
Yeah.
what time he was first coming here. So I saw these photographs he made in the US as a foreigner. So I thought, maybe I can like make that kind of photograph as well. Like, I just gonna provide my own like perspective to this country as well. So yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Because it can be difficult when you're changing countries and cultures and all that. Did the photography help you to kind of integrate here in the US?
Yeah,
Yeah, I could see that because it'd be it's difficult. You're learning new everything basically with that. And if the photography was something you're comfortable with and helped you to maybe understand people a little
right,
bit, I can totally see why you might lean into that. I think that's terrific.
right. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you just finished up an exhibit in Venice Beach, right?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And did I read it was so it's called Rye Above the Sea, but
Yes.
is that inspired from Catcher in the Rye?
That was exactly inspired by the book Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
Because I love that book because I like the how I mean the main character, he looks like he's like in the middle of nothingness. Like
Right.
he was empty. He was trying to figure out how his life is gonna be like, but eventually um he decided to protect to protect all the kids, like by sitting there uh uh by the cliff and like be I mean the end of the book was kind of a big turn point for me. And I thought, people always trying to figure out like what they want and what they eventually gonna be like, but you gotta have that first intention in your heart, like from the beginning to the end, just like the main character in the book. And everyone should you know everyone should be looking at each other in a really fair and I think it's yeah, I think the book give me a lot of like um vision about like how I use photography as a visual language to express my works, my emotion. So there's like always this vagueness, but there's also something I'm trying to figure out through these like vagueness in my photograph. That's what why I was inspired by the book, and the title of the exhibition, the whole project was like inspired by the book.
Yeah, I think that's terrific. So if you went to see the exhibit, does the exhibit as a whole tell a story, or is each photograph kind of standalone?
This so for this exhibit, like when you enter into a gallery or museum for a photo show, you will always like be guided from a beginning to the end, from like for to a certain direction.
Right.
And my exhibit this time is more like a visual journal of myself.
Oh,
It's about my emotion. It's about the the inside world of myself. So there is no like starting point or like ending point for the whole exhibit. You can like start anywhere and end anywhere. Because when you write a journal or like diary, uh you just like have something in your mind and write it down. That's it. And that's like my exhibit is like. And also like there's also text on the wall goes along with
okay. Yeah.
the pictures.
Yeah.
Because I also wrote down a lot of texts along with each photograph I made. Because that there's a reason why you make this photograph. There's a reason why you like wanted to capture this like certain moment. That's why like I wrote it down. And it goes along with each of the photograph. So we also like put the frames, the photograph, the prints like up and down. It's not like linear, it's up and down, and it goes
Oh, I
all
like
over
that.
the
Yeah.
wall in the gallery. And because that's the way how we think, how our mind is going. Like you can your thought is always going like down and up, and like sometimes go somewhere you don't even know. So that's why like I chose me and the curator, we curate this show in this way, this like crazily like layout. Yeah.
Yeah, see, I love that. So if you go see the exhibit, and I know it's ended now, but if you went to see it, at the end of it, you would have a better understanding of you, right?
Yeah.
Like I would understand you better after I saw this exhibit, because it's like it's based on thoughts and things going on inside your head.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Yeah, that's very artistic. I could, because sometimes it's just a photo.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's art.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And I can see where this is art.
I think you know what, to me, what makes photography art, because it's really hard to define what really art is. And I think what makes photography art is the photographs that was made um by the bottom of every artist's heart. Like it's it's their the photographs are their emotions, it's their original thoughts. It's not something like um faked. It's not something you are pretending to do or to be. So the photographs must be from the bottom of my heart, and that makes the piece as an art, because art is always like a representation of an artist's mind, their thoughts.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
well, and that's right. And just like you can, tell an artist's work. If you see some artwork that somebody's done, you can tell the artist, even if somebody didn't tell you who the artist was, because it's their work. And photography's like that too. My best friend's a photographer, and
Mhm.
I've enjoyed, through our life, watching him improve, as he went. Because the same was with you. He started out, just had a cheap little camera and was really
Yeah.
just playing around, and it's evolved over time. So now when I see a photograph that he's done, I can tell that that's his work, even
Yeah,
if I
yeah, yeah.
don't know that that's his work, if that
Yeah,
makes.
that's the point. I mean, that's the point. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I think photography is such a great medium,
Hmm.
because you're capturing things that intrigue you in the moment.
Yeah, yeah.
Where most of us are just saying, "Oh, we need to take a picture."
Right.
Everybody smile. We got to take a picture.
Yeah,
As a
yeah.
photographer, you're actually being inspired to take a picture. I love that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, was this your first exhibit in the U.S.?
This was my first solo exhibition in the
Yeah,
US, and I was really excited and happy about it. And especially like this project, Right Above the Sea, is um, a reflection of my journey of being a Chinese student studying in the US. And I'm like, it's a visual journal of me being this like limbo zone
yeah,
uh of Western, between like Western and Eastern culture.
right.
uh that's like the most important uh thing for most of us people like me. I think because um these days, like international students or other immigrants, they also like play a huge role in this country. I mean, this country, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why.
we're basically made by
Yeah,
immigrants coming to this. We're
yeah,
all immigrants from somewhere in this,
exactly.
which is
Yeah,
it's kind of not that other countries don't have immigrants. Obviously, they do, but I think it
right.
makes the U.S. unique in that basically the whole country is
Yeah,
immigrant.
yeah.
Some
That's why.
places.
That's why I think that the voice from my heart is really important, like to the audience, whoever like see it, and whoever they are, wherever they come from. So yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I absolutely love that. How has your family responded to your time over in the U.S.?
They I think because my parents, I like I said, my family has been doing business with international customers for many years,
Right.
and they're really like supportive, and I guess supportive is the best word to describe them, because they're not like most of a lot of other like parents I heard about. They encourage me to do whatever like I wanted to do,
Yeah, you
especially.
would think that they'd be like, "Hey, we want you to join the family business."
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, the business is one thing, but like for them, doing whatever I like to do is the more. I mean, to them, it's more important than like doing business
That's
or.
good parenting.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Have you got to go back home since you came over?
Yeah, I think last time I was home was it was 2 years ago, right after the pandemic started in the US. And at that time China has like kind of recovered from the trauma and the
Right.
pandemic. So I thought, it's probably better for me to go back and stay there for a while. And I went back home and stayed there for several months. And I was still in the grad school at that time, and I had to like having like Zoom online classes every
That's
night,
not
like
easy.
starting 2 a.m. to like 7:30 a.m.
I
Like,
didn't think of that because of the times difference.
yeah.
Yeah, you'd have to do the classes at pretty odd hours. Oh, yeah, that wouldn't be easy.
Yeah, it was actually really, really
When did you sleep?
difficult time. After the class, like if I finish class at 8 o'clock, then I would sleep at 8 o'clock, then in the morning, and then like sometime to the afternoon, and then wake up a little bit, have some food, then ready for the night class again.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's not easy because it's what it's like a 12-hour time difference, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, my wife spent she was running a box office over
Hmm.
kind of for the Olympics back in 2008. So she was there for like
Hmm.
a month. And I just remember that when I was getting ready to go to bed, she was just getting up and vice versa.
Yeah,
We were on completely opposite. So that caused us some issues trying to communicate some. We had to
yeah.
kind of figure out. But she had an absolute blast. She loved China, especially the food. She really
Yeah.
food. But that was a big experience for
Oh,
her because
I
it's
bet.
the first time she'd ever been to China, and she got to actually spend a month there. And at the time, this was back 2008. Um, she spent several months learning to speak Mandarin. So she's playing like Rosetta Stone all the time. So me and the kids at that time, we could speak a little bit, not well. You probably
Uh-huh.
couldn't understand because of our accent, but we can understand at least some of the words. But we haven't used it in 15 years. So now I'm like, I don't remember any of it now. I was like, we should have kept using it. We'd have had us a language by now.
Yeah. Yeah. That's interesting. Yeah. I mean, 1 month is is like something you can uh get used to. Like if you've been there like for just 1 month, and it should be good. But like for me, it was 10 months, and I have to deal with the time zone.
A long
Um,
time.
yeah. During the grad school, and also like I hadn't been back home for a long time. By the time I was there, I was in China. So the feeling of belongingness got really weird,
Yeah.
because I was in the US for almost 3 years before I went back to China, and then suddenly, all of a sudden, I went back in the middle of the pandemic. Was like the worst time.
Right. Yeah. Because you're isolated.
Yeah, exactly. So it was the time I was trying to figure out like where I'm actually like I really really belong to. I couldn't figure out, like, until now I couldn't figure out either. That's why like the project, the exhibition right above the sea was also about about the confusion, about how I'm trying to figure out like where I'm actually belong to. It's not actually weird. It's more like this mental status where like I feel um more used to these days. I don't
Yeah.
know. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that makes sense to me because you were probably feeling disconnected in
Hmm.
both places.
Yeah, yeah,
And
exactly.
that's I love the fact that you kind of channeled that uneasiness, let's say, into the
Hmm.
photography, and so that
Yeah,
it actually, kind of records that journey that you've been.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Do you have plans to take that exhibit elsewhere, or was that just a one and done?
I'm actually planning to have this solo exhibition uh to my in my hometown next year.
Oh, that's
I'm
awesome.
I'm just curious to see like two different kind of reactions from two different places. And the best thing, the most interesting thing is a lot of people ask me like uh, what do you like about LA as a photographer, or like something about like that. And my hometown is right in the eastern coast in China. So we're also like the city is also by the sea.
Right.
And LA is also like the west coast of the country. And every time like when I like stood on the Venice beach, or like the beach area here in LA, I feel like I can see my home city like across the Pacific Ocean. It's a
That's neat.
metaphor, but like it's exaggerating, but that's how
Yeah,
I'm
that's
feeling
neat
about
though.
it. Yeah,
Yeah, I like that. I like that. And Venice Beach is a terrific place. I mean,
yeah, it
it's
is.
great. I mean, the water's way too cold, but other than that, it's a great beach.
Yeah, 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 yeah. That's why I feel like it's never being so connected than ever before, you know.
Yeah.
That's why like after this exhibition in Venice Beach, I'm really planning to have like the next solo exhibition back in my hometown to see like how the reaction is different, how like the connection would be different from these two places.
Yeah, I think that's a terrific idea. Are you artistic in any other way?
Well, that's a really good question. I don't know. Yeah,
I
I
mean, do you
think
draw or do you paint or are you musical, anything like that?
I make a little bit like hip hop music myself.
Oh
Like,
yeah. Yeah.
yeah, I because rap and hip hop culture is kind of getting bigger these days in China,
Really?
and there's like I mean, hip hop culture, the rap stars and everything
Yeah.
was it origin from the US, of course, like,
Right.
but now uh I think the world is more connected than ever before.
Sure.
So by the influence of like all these hip hop culture in the US, China, like there are a bunch of young people in China started to make rap music, hip hop music um in China.
Isn't
Like,
that neat that because 30 years ago, even that wouldn't have happened because we
I
weren't as
know.
connected. But the
Yeah.
world's it's actually shrunk because of the
Yeah.
internet and social media and all that. And now
Yeah.
we can all share the best parts of ourselves with everybody.
Right, right, right. Exactly.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah. I started to listen to Eminem like 10 10 years ago or something. I don't know. Yeah. And then it was the like for most like American kids, they know like Eminem, or like people singers like that um all the time. But like for Chinese kids, it's really like a cultural shock. Like for them, oh, there's like a singer and people who sing like that, like in the other side of the world. And
Yeah.
a lot of kids from my generation, they started to make like hip hop and rap music, and now it's getting really really big. There are also like rappers from China having like concert and tour in the US all the time.
Love
So
that.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I love that we're starting to share all of that and not just music and art, but like television shows, movies, we're
Yeah,
starting to, here in the States, we're starting to get entertainment from other parts of the world, and we've never gotten that before, not like that. And now
right, right.
it's pretty easy. If you want to watch a Korean TV show or, a Chinese movie, whatever it is, you can find,
Netflix.
and I think that's terrific because there's some talented people that we've never been exposed to. And I'm sure it was like that when you were in China. You hadn't been exposed to some of the things that you got exposed to once you came over here.
Yeah, yeah. I was like really amazed by how many like Korean drama and Chinese drama you
Yeah.
can find these days in Netflix and YouTube.
Yeah.
It's
It's been
amazing.
great.
Like
And
10,
it's good.
yeah. Yeah, it's I mean the cultural backgrounds is different. And
Right.
when I was little, when I mean 10 years ago, 15 years ago, my dad started to watch those like American drama and like the American shows. I think what uh Breaking Bad.
Oh,
Breaking
Breaking Bad. Yeah.
Breaking
Well, he
Bad,
chose
and
a good one.
yeah, yeah, it was like those like shows were like a big influence to the Chinese audience, and it was like crazy that Asian shows are like getting popular in in Western market.
Yeah,
I think
I
it's
know.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
yeah, yeah.
good writing's good writing, wherever it comes from.
Right, 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 right.
If it tells a good story, even if you don't connect 100% with the characters, if the story's good and
Yeah,
interesting, you can enjoy it.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That's true.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Well, Lucas, this has been terrific. I'm a big fan of your work. My wife said to tell you that she loves it too. She
Thank you.
wished she'd been out in LA so she could have came and saw the exhibit, but she's a fan too. So, before we close up, are you working on anything else that we can kind of keep an eye out for?
So after I moved to LA, I will keep continue like I will keep working on the project Rye Above the Sea because it's about my personal about my cultural identity, about my like I think about it's a well still about my emotion and experience of being a Chinese and living in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna keep like going until one day I leave this country. But as long as I'm here, I will still like working on this project. And I think LA is a the is a really good place for that. The city is big and it's really diverse. There are all kinds of people, different people from all over the world in this city, and you see like there are like stages, all kinds of different stages in the city environment, and I'm just gonna be the director of the stage and capture all those moments.
I
So
love that. That's
yeah.
terrific. Have you thought about putting some of your work into a book?
Yeah, that's also something I'm thinking about as well. Because photo book is eventually gonna be like a photographer's goal. Because if you put all those like photographs into one book, um, you see them as a complete story, and you see it as a piece of like complete art. That's why like I'm also thinking about that as well. But
Yeah,
I'm
you
trying to
should.
yeah include more works from LA to put into this like photo book. So
Yeah, I
yeah.
think that'd be terrific. And then you'll reach an even bigger audience, which would be
Mhm.
pretty great. I think the talent is evident in your photographs. And I'm
Thank you.
not, like I said, I'm not artistic. I'm not very creative. So it's difficult for me to put into words why it's so good, but it's really good. Like it speaks to
Appreciate
me when I look at your work.
it.
It makes me want to know more about the subjects.
That's what it matters, man.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty great. So Lucas, last thing before we wrap up, where can we find you on social media?
Um, I have my Instagram. I can type it in the chat if you want me to,
Yeah,
or
it'd be great. Yeah, I'll include it in the notes. Yeah, that way
sure.
everybody
Let
can
me just,
everybody can find you, because I'm assuming you put a lot of your artwork on your Instagram.
right. Let me just type in real quick.
Okay. It must be pretty long.
I'm trying because I'm not sure what that is. I just wanna make sure I'm typing it right. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Here.
you got it. Yeah, so it's Lucas and then XU, which would be your last name, and then AFFF and then underscore.
Yep.
So Lucas, let's see, LUCASXUAFFF underscore. Yeah. Okay. Very good. Yeah, because I think people are going to want to see your work, and not everybody is able to get to the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be a great place for them to kind of check it out.
Awesome.
Be terrific. All right, Lucas. Well, you have to come back the next time you got something going on, or an exhibit or book or whatever you got. You got to come back and tell us about it.
For sure. I will that I'm really appreciate that.
Yeah. No, this has been terrific. Okay, hold on one second. All right, so Lucas Hugh, so talented. I absolutely encourage you to look him up, and look at some of his work. I think you're going to be hearing from him. He is an excellent photographer. That was a lot of fun, and I think he touches on, we good and bad. We talk a lot about immigration in this country, and he really gives some insight into the difficulties that people have sometimes coming here, and the culture shock, and trying to adjust to being here, just like it would be if we went to a different country and had to kind of learn the culture. So I think he does a really good job of portraying that, and I love the Salinger connection with Catcher in the Rye. I think that's amazing. That's terrific. Hope you enjoyed that one. If you're finding us for the first time, thank you. We love that you're here. Would love to have your support. It's easy to do. It's free. If you prefer to watch, our YouTube channel is MeisterCon Pod. Just hit subscribe. Just hit that subscribe button. Really helps us out. If you prefer to listen, wherever you listen to your podcast at, or whatever application you're using, just subscribe there. That'll help us as well. Today, we put out episode 636. We're fairly prolific ourselves. We do 4 or 5 episodes a week normally. You can find all of those audio and video on our website, meistercon.com. If we're doing something in studio, if we're going on location, like maybe we're checking out Rye Above the Sea in Venice Beach, or if we're covering a convention, anything we have going on will be on the website, meistercon.com. So check us out there. And please also go to IMDb, which is the entertainment database, imdb.com. Look up Too Opinionated and just check out our page. Doesn't cost you anything, but just that traffic on the page really helps us out. So just go to imdb.com, look up Too Opinionated. They recently named us one of their top 100 podcasts. 15 million podcasts out there, so making the top 100, we're pretty proud of that. So hope you'll check us out there. Thank you guys so much. Until next time, bye everybody. Hi everybody. I'm once again here to ask for your support. It's been a big year for the Too Opinionated podcast. Back in February, we got to live out a dream, moderate for William Shatner here in our hometown. In May, we passed 100,000 downloads on our YouTube channel, and we followed that up in June with 50,000 downloads on the audio side. We recently posted our 600th episode, which is pretty good volume for just a father and son operation. Not too many podcasts can keep that volume up. We've been doing this now for 4.5 years, 600 plus episodes. We recently hit 1,000 subscribers on our YouTube channel, which is a really big deal for us because we've always gotten the views, but have struggled to get people to subscribe. So that 1,000 was a big deal for us. And best of all, we were recently named one of the top podcasts on IMDb, which is the entertainment database. Those that are ahead of us, we came in at number 82. Those that are ahead of us are bigger companies like Disney, mostly Marvel, and Joe Rogan, that type of podcast. So for us, being just a small West Virginia father and son podcast, to be in the top 100 out of 15 million, it's a pretty big deal for us. So thank you for everything you've done for us so far. Got a couple little ways, though, that you can help us, and they're free, and they're really easy. If you haven't checked out our YouTube channel yet, please go to YouTube. It's under MeisterCon Pod. Just hit subscribe. It's free. Doesn't cost you anything. Really helps us a ton. And maybe even more important, if you could go to IMDb, imdb.com, look up the Two Opinionated podcast, and just look around the page. Just having that traffic on the page really helps us out. So that's a couple easy ways that you can support us, even if you're not listening or watching all of the time. And we want you to listen and watch, because I think that our guest list, I would put up against anybody, any other show, podcast, anybody out there. I think our guest list holds up. So please check us out. You probably will find somebody that you like, or maybe somebody that you didn't know you liked, but kind of discovered them on there. There's tons of that. If you're into music, we have that too. If you like books, we've got authors on there. If you're more into what goes on behind the scenes in the entertainment world, we've got producers, directors, video artists, anything you can think of that happens behind the scenes, we've had them on the show. So definitely check us out. Thank you guys so much. Until next time. Bye, everybody.